hey Armor. I hope everyone's been doing well. Let's not choke when I just start, yeah. I hope everyone's day has been well. I hope everything's been good and great and yay. I am sorry for the slight delay. I may or may not have found a bug. It's gone now. But I did find it and it scared me. So I'm a little late. And I apologize. But I was not having another incident where I just keep getting attacked by a bug just because it's there. I wasn't dealing with it again. I did not file a bug report. No, I did not. I dealt with it myself, so it's fine. It wasn't a flying bug either, so it wasn't that difficult to get rid of, thankfully. If it had been, I may have just said fuck it and just hid under the covers. I would have hid. I most definitely would have hid. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and get started so that I stop thinking about said bug, because bugs are evil. And we go. We're going to start with... Yes. I did save here. Don't know why you would think I wouldn't want to start off here. Sorry. Naturally, Master's the one to show such bravery. Just to make sure you don't get in his way. Got it. We finally reached the climax. So let's hurry up and finish it before the mastermind catches us all. What's up, Skelly? But hi, Harry. How was your
Let's
day
go.
This is where we expose every last detail of the mastermind. Is everyone ready? I guess. It's locked, as expected. So, what are you gonna do?
What?
Isn't obvious? We're going to tear this door off its hinges.
Huh?
Wait, but the rules say... We've seen that the mastermind isn't watching us. That doesn't matter anymore.
But
like Makoto said, if the mastermind did show up while we were in there...
So in other
we'll
words...
just have to finish our business before that can happen.
Hey!
Easier said than done, in most cases, hun. What details am I exposing, Armor? Okay, sure, but...
What?
We've come this far. We can't back down now. We've agreed that this is what we have to do, so we have to do it. Hey, Peachy. Hi. How are you? It's been a minute since I've seen you. Hi. So beautiful.
I mean...
For serious?
What the heck?
We don't have any choice. We're desperate.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's rip this door down.
Actually...
Okay, but how are we gonna do that? This thing looks pretty sturdy. Then we'll need something sturdy of our own. Oh, what about that one thing? The thing in the tool chest.
Oh, so then...
Oh yeah, the pickaxe.
I see.
Interesting. That could very well be exactly what we need. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now.
It's all clear now.
Okay. Go get the pickaxe and be here by 9:01.
What?
That's straight up unreasonable. By myself?
Naturally.
Surely you like to have your me time once in a while, right? Well, if it's me and you time, Master, then yeah. Do a head pats. I'm doing good. I had a battle with a bug. That was interesting. I won though. So hey, I'm accomplished. And that's pretty good. And thank you for the head pats.
What?
You know how much time it took you to say that? 10 seconds. Take too long, and I'll erase your existence from my consciousness. Oh! Oh, she is not okay with that. Unacceptable! I can't. I tried. I can't. I can't. Armor, you don't live near me. I don't think. I've never confirmed. As far as I know, you don't live near me, so I don't know how that could have happened. With that, Toko ran off, loud as a herd of rabid elephants.
Hey.
You say so. For serious though, are we just gonna knock this door down? No problem is solved by running away. Find your stones and be a man. He's right. You can't move forward by always avoiding danger.
If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward.
I don't try to hurt anyone IRL. If it's a game and they're trying to kill me, yes. If they're not though, I usually take the pacifist route. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice.
Hey,
Am I wrong? I love Mulan. That's such a good movie. I gotta go watch it again. But I want to watch the animated one or the live action one. Both were good. I like both of them. I can watch both. Even if it's dangerous, we have to overcome challenges in front of us. Maybe. But I'm still super stressed. I'm so tense, I can hardly... For someone who can't even hardly talk, you're talking pretty well. I'm all flabbergasted. No. I'm totally flabbergasted.
What?
I'm not saying
What?
that. Gross! Where'd that come from? Oh, wait, didn't say Jill. Where'd you come from?
You called for me and so I appear.
Hello! Wonderiferous feed. Here to greet you with a razor-sharp smile. I love her.
Come on.
What about the pickaxe? Where is it? The finished parry. I'm now going to look up the finished parry. Thanks, armor. That's not what I needed. I was supposed to pick an axe? No, you seeping imbecile. The pickaxe. Seeping imbecile? Oh, master! You ruined me with your executive level barbs. How goes rest, Peachy? I appreciate you stopping to say hi. Now go take care of yourself, okay? Thank you. You have the bloody nose!
Huh?
Seriously though, did you really forget the pickaxe?
Give it a rest.
Omega-3 fatty acids. Why'd I point like him? That's what you need. Great for the old memory factory. But I think we already established that their memory doesn't carry over when they switch.
Not possible.
This is a level of uselessness that I find difficult to tolerate.
Yes,
Hi,
yes.
Taylor. Ah, the light bulb just went on.
I see.
That's why I went to the garden, right? I was supposed to get the pickaxe. Alright, we solved one mystery. That means there's just one mystery left. One more mystery.
Have you reached that certain age?
Yep. Now I just need to figure out the identity of Object X.
So,
Now what are you talking about? Did you already forget what we were talking about? You're like missing out on life.
you've gotta be kidding.
It is not like you, Armor. Stop it. Hi, Tipper. How are you? I'm not missing out on life. Stop. Why do I keep pointing when they point? That's new. I'm not missing out on life. In fact, I found one in the garden. What? What did you find? Corpus?
You SOB!
Did you hear me? I said corpse. A corpse?
Yep.
That's right. I found a corpse in the garden. You found a corpse in the garden?
What did you say?
Well then, before we enter the headmaster's room, it appears we have something else to look into.
Come on.
We're going into the garden. Okay. And now our nightmare begins. As soon as we entered the garden, I saw it. I didn't want to, but... Recognize that mask. I saw someone lying on the ground with a mask covering their face. And there was a knife buried in their stomach up to the hilt. What the? Are they really dead? For sure, but who is it? Just to make things clear, last night I was attacked by someone wearing a mask, and whoever that was, now they're, I don't know why, but now they're lying dead in front of me. I told ya, there's a corpse hanging out here!
No way!
Are they really dead? Is this really a dead body?
What?
You need to begin looking around right away. However, be ever so careful. There's no telling what you might find. We need to find out who this actually is. There's no way to tell with the mask covering their face like that. And the white coat they're wearing makes it impossible to tell anything about the body itself. The victim is a total mystery. But one thing I do know is that whoever this is, they attacked me last night in my room. But why? How did they wind up dead in here? Their heart isn't beating. They're not breathing. All signs of life have come to a complete stop. Thanks to the knife that's been driven into their stomach, their clothes are stained a bright red. I would say more pink, but yeah, okay. It appears the bleeding has stopped, but the blood that's there is still wet. Be careful you don't touch it and get some on you. How can you be so calm at a time like this? Who is it? Their face and body are all hidden, so I don't have a clue. I'm pretty sure it's a girl, at least.
Huh?
Huh? How can you tell?
Well,
I think I see the outline of her chest. And just the general shape of the body. Yeah, the more I look, the more I'm sure it's a girl. Really? Could it be? Okay then.
yes!
Let's just tear the mask clean off.
Come on.
Wait, don't! By the time he called out, it was already too late. Toko's hand shot out toward the mask. And in the next instant... Oh, she went flying! There was a blinding light and a deafening roar. The body blew up. It blew up, 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 it blew up. I can't talk that fast. I'm not fucking up. I tried. My vision started to darken. I prepared to pass out. But
Come
then,
on.
hurry up. Put out the fire. As my consciousness attempted to float away, that voice reached up and pulled it back down to earth. Someone pressed something into my hands. It was a bucket of water. Come on. Dump the water on it. Okay. The upper half of the body was on fire. I took aim and tossed the water as hard as I could. Thankfully, that was enough to put out the fire. Allie wasn't being a degenerate. She was saying what she saw. She's better than Toko. And Jill. It died down, leaving behind only the unpleasant smell of burning. I guess that took care of it. What the hell, man? It exploded?
What did you say?
I had a feeling about that body, but I never imagined it would explode. And now the body...
What?
It's burnt to a crisp. That's beyond well done, man. Don't compare it to a steak. I'll never be able to eat steak again. Does no one want to go check on Toko? But now that the body's charred, I really have no idea. How are we going to find out who it was? Who isn't here right now? Huh?
What?
If we consider who's not here, that will quickly narrow down who it must be. There's only one person missing. It's Kyoko. Kyoko? Then that dead body is Kyoko? No, that can't be right. Calm down. I didn't say it was Kyoko. But, I mean, who else? There is one other person.
In other words,
The mastermind. What?
What?
The mastermind.
What the heck?
Come on, there's no way. The mastermind got charbroiled? Get serious. I agree. Normally the idea wouldn't be worth considering, but I have reason to believe it may be true. The mastermind being dead would explain that other matter, wouldn't it? Monokuma can hardly move around if its master is dead, right? But that corpse is a girl, right? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, remember what Alter Ego said? You are here, Armor, we're talking to you. And so, that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now.
What the heck?
He said the mastermind is some middle-aged dude, right? Which the corpse obviously isn't. Then could that mean the mastermind isn't the headmaster? Is it the teenage girl Kyoko told me about? The ultimate despair?
Huh?
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student at Hope Peak.
What?
What are you talking about? The other day, Kyoko confided in me. She said there was a 16th student turned school.
What?
I think you'd better tell us everything you know. Well, all Kyoko told me was...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Oh, don't say that. I already feel like I'm going insane most days. Don't say this is in my head.
The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
It sounds like Kyoko thinks Mukuro Ikusaba is the mastermind. No, the headmaster isn't the mastermind. I'm sure of that. What? I don't have proof yet, but I have no doubt I'm right.
I see.
There's another student here, and it's a female? That would match the body's characteristics. So, and that phrase, ultimate
Could it be?
Okay, so the mastermind is this girl, Muguro, and she's a student here, and she's the ultimate despair. But if she's been hiding here in the school like some teenage Bigfoot, how'd she wind up burnt to a crisp?
What the heck?
None of this makes any sense. Just suddenly show up and then die? I think we better take a closer look at the body. There may be some clues to help us figure out exactly who it is. Hey, wait!
What?
Aren't we forgetting something? You know, Toko?
What?
Oh, finally! Oh yeah, she got totally blown up, huh? Forget about her. I'm sure the explosion vaporized her. No, she's awake. She's okay. Oh, she survived. Oh, she survived. The same sentence. Completely way to go about it. Completely two different meanings. One was very happy, the other was very upset. Huh? What just happened? Massacre?
Stop talking.
You declared for the whole world to hear that you would never again inhale a single molecule of oxygen. Oh, then I don't mind breathing in the carbon dioxide you would exhale. That's enough for me to live.
What the heck?
This is the strangest back and forth I've ever seen. I should take a close look at the body one more time.
So,
Watch yourself, Makoto. She may be dead, but she's still a girl. Don't worry. I don't plan on touching the body all that much. I'm not Hugo after all. Why did you zoom in on the plants? There's something next to the body. It's a key? Is that what Kyoko took from Monokuma? But what did you see it?
So,
I stole this. Key? But looking at it, I could tell it wasn't just any key. It was shaped like Monokuma. It was probably the only key of its kind on Earth. That's right. The key she stole was shaped like Monokuma. Then this isn't anything like that. Then this key is...
What?
What is it? Did you find something? Yeah. This was on the ground near the body. I've never seen this key before. What could it possibly go to? So even you don't know then? Makoto, I'm going to give you a very important task. Huh?
I see.
That key might give you access to certain areas we thought were locked. You mean...
So in other words...
The biolab, the data center, the headmaster's room, and the dorm rooms on the second floor. It's in your hands. So I'm your errand boy now? Wait, no! I want to keep looking! The biolab, I think, is on this floor. Can you check, please? It is. Where am I going? Right. Don't know where the right way to go is. That's fine. I'll figure it out. I just looked at the map. Found it! I could have teleported. Why didn't I do that? The biolab was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I found in the garden into the keyhole, the key isn't even close to fitting. Which means the key doesn't go to this room. Okay, next was the data center. So that's on the 4th floor, I think? Oh, I should have checked the headmaster's room. It was also on that floor. Wait, no, it's on this floor. I'm checking after this. The door to the data center was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I found in the garden into the keyhole... Oh, there am I. It fits! And this is the key to the data center. I managed to unlock the data center! I guess all that running around paid off. I have to go tell everyone else. I immediately headed back to the garden. Going down floor by floor works. Good. So you're back. How'd it go? I found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center, down on the 4th floor.
Huh?
Then we can get into the data center now?
I see.
Interesting. But why did the now deceased have that key on them? I suppose we'll just have to go to the data center and find out. Yeah, I think you're right. Here we are. Looks like the door is still unlocked. Hey, so when you open that door, there's not gonna be another huge kaboom like before, right? You're asking that question now? Don't worry. We have Makoto. What?
In other words,
It's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used. At least you know. I reached out and put my hand on the door. I closed my eyes and tried to clear my mind. With a silent prayer, I slowly opened the door. Nothing happened. After making sure I was still alive, I slowly opened my eyes. Yeah, that door is not creepy or anything. In a word, the room was strange. I mean, all the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It wasn't a surface fear like the rest of the school. Here, the fear was lurking beneath the surface. The room was filled with that kind of dread.
What?
Hey, that's... Yuri extended a trembling hand and pointed. Look at all those monitors on the wall. Look at what they're showing. Each monitor displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, every part of the school was covered. This is...
What?
It's the direct feed from every single surveillance camera. All the cameras in the school feed back into this room, and they're displayed here on these monitors.
So that's it.
So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. To watch us? Huh? And then this room is...
It's all clear now.
the mastermind's private room, without a doubt. The mastermind room. I guess that makes sense. So the mastermind was here. Watching us. That's not creepy. Then I think this settles it. Huh? The body in the garden. If they had the key to this room, it can only mean one thing. That was the body of Mukuro Ikusaba, and she was the mastermind.
Huh?
Then the mastermind is dead? Like, really, really dead? It would seem so.
What?
For serious? It's too bad they had to go and die. Poor master killed him himself. The mastermind is dead? Could that really be true? Does that mean it's all over? Because, I mean, that body, whatever happened, they obviously didn't die a natural death. So, who was it that... But if the mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this hellhole.
How about that?
We gotta hurry up and find the exit. Come on.
That's enough.
No, we have to check this area thoroughly first.
Huh?
But what about the exit? If the mastermind really is dead, we can leave whenever we decide to. But right now, we need to find out why the mastermind set up this life or death game in the first place. And I'm bothered by the fact that the mastermind was obviously murdered.
What?
Murdered? So you think so too?
Naturally.
The state of the corpse makes it plain as day. There's absolutely no doubt that the mastermind was murdered.
But...
Why has it gotta be that way? I mean, who could have even done it?
Such ignorance.
That's exactly why I said we need to investigate the purpose and identity of the mastermind.
I'm telling you!
And how do you understand, you worthless insect? You're banned talking to Master ever again! Mastermind's purpose and why they were killed. This room may very well hold answers to those questions. After all, the mastermind must have spent who knows how much time here. Okay then, let us begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the mastermind. I want to check the door first. That door's creepy as hell. This door's kind of creepy. Hey! It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. What could be inside? Not figuring that out. No luck. The door's locked, huh? Well, what if you use that key, the key that opened this room? Let's give it a try, just in case. Nope, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't gonna do me any good. He was right. The mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. There's really a ridiculous number of monitors here. And the mastermind's been using them to spy on all of us. As long as I have this. Huh? Look at Master go! It's like a feast for the eyes! How much is a monthly membership? Coco, I worry about you. There's a bunch of computers all lined up. They look like high-performance PCs. Nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego was installed on. They're all on, but they seem to be locked. So what? We can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in.
Huh?
What century are you from? The mastermind must have been using these monitors to monitor the network. An Alter Ego. You may well be right about that.
What?
But there's no point in thinking about it now. You're right. There's nothing showing up on this one. Huh? Hey, look, next to that TV. Isn't that a TV antenna?
How about that?
It is. It's just like the one that my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas. Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we could watch TV? Huh? And did someone say TV?
You know?
Well, well. Saturday morning Hina is here. Are you talking about me?
Okay.
Anyway, if we watch TV, let's do it. Come on, come on, come on.
You know?
Ah, you're all starved for info from the outside world, huh? All right, let me work my magic, and you'll be quantum leaping your way into TV land before you know it. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about?
You know?
Wait, they don't? I mean... Oh, that's stupid. Those were some of my favorite things to watch when I was still getting used to the human world. Oh, yeah, the internet has access to them, so I guess that makes sense.
Huh?
Oh, what's wrong? Good news for all you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got the TV working. Really? Now all we gotta do is switch it on.
What?
Then do it. Friggin' idiot mastermind. All you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world.
What the heck?
And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time. They really thought they could get away with it?
Huh?
Huh? This is... It's the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it?
What the heck?
Huh. That's weird.
Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
That's really weird. You're weird. Weird every possible way possible. And not just weird. Super weird.
But
This TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So how is it showing the camera feed?
Well,
Did you try changing the channel? Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try. Hiro went through every channel one by one. But on every channel, it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center.
what the heck?
Is it broken or something?
Could it be?
No. There must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup. Hi, Monokuma. Wasn't expecting him to just pop up this soon. A trick? What kind of trick?
Actually,
I'm not sure, but... Huh? Huh?
huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
what?
It's been a while, you friggin' bastards! Monokuma? How? You're supposed to be dead! Me? Dead? Don't be friggin' stupid!
What?
Hey, you're acting kinda strange. Something seems different.
Of course.
I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. Not even. It's been like half a day at most. How are you alive again? Oh yeah, that's it. That look on your faces right now is sublime. That's what I wanted to see. The moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you pretend to be dead all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear. It's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I want to laugh now.
Well now.
And that's that.
Shing!
Well, it's almost time to cut off your past so full of hope and begin to despair at the future ahead of you. I want you all to have way more fun in this killing game. You can't be serious. You have to keep going.
Let me out of
No,
here!
you were supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here?
Unbelievable.
How do you not get it? There is no getting out of here. And besides,
Yep.
this life isn't all bad, you know. I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. Are you serious? This place is the worst. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair? You're nothing like Hero Armor. I actually like you. I'm not a huge fan of Hero.
Well now.
I'm moved from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get back to the point now. The point?
Hey,
You really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
What?
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
What the heck?
But I connected the antenna, so why is it just showing us the surveillance feed? Look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you about it. Ta-da! That TV is absolutely without a doubt displaying the signal coming in on the antenna.
huh?
But what does that mean?
What
It's
the heck?
displaying the signal? But it's just us, standing here.
Unbelievable.
You're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This killing game is being broadcast to the entire
world.
This is the most popular thing on TV. What?
Extreme!
This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire. I said that. It's the most popular thing on TV. It doesn't matter how many times he says it. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I'd understand the deeper meaning.
Huh?
What? Broadcast live to the entire world? Oh, what kind of bad joke is this?
That's...
It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow?
Oh,
The camera
no!
feed is being broadcast? No way. That's impossible.
Phew.
He's not wearing a jacket though, Arthur. So what do you mean it's in his other jacket? Yeah, that overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system. You know that? All you need is one weird trick that I found. And hijacking the airwaves is easy mode. Are you being serious right now?
Of course.
I heard it kind of creaking, but the sound was coming from my own mind, like a boat crossing in the ocean. My mind had begun to creak and groan.
Hey,
Everything has a meaning, you know? All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries, even me luring you here right now. Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience, to show them true despair like they've never seen it before. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best of despair entertainment.
what are you saying?
You're lying. If this was on TV, the police and everyone else would be going crazy. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
Actually,
What if they already did? Huh?
yes indeed.
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who in action comes here to help? Don't you think that's possible? I don't really know personally though, so whatever.
This can't be!
But to take control of all communications like that, you need an astronomical amount of resources. Yep. So, how could things have come this far? Well, that's a secret. There's something you all need to do first, remember? What?
Of course.
Yeah, duh. There's a little business of... Miss Spare. I actually kind of love that.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Huh?
Huh?
Class trial? Do you mean...
It's the Monokuma file!
I'll leave the next Monokuma file right here. Everyone give it all you've got, okay?
Heart-pounding excitement!
Okay. Things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
I don't think Hero wears jackets, though, Armor. And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible. The truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment? And how is he still alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally, we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about the class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. figure out who killed Kyoko. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim is female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her. So it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No. It's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Quiet.
Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we better begin.
But
But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means to kill her.
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no.
Huh?
But you just said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. This is how this game works, after all. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed by a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened. Or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Monokuma file number 5 has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. And they're really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. Fake nails have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, yeah. No. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Exploded body analysis has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. And that's the only place I can check, so... These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this, like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to go check that later. Fragments near the dead body have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The monocular file said that the knife went all the way through the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Hold on. This person doesn't have a tattoo on their right hand. Were they not the same person? There's no way they would just conveniently miss a detail like that, right? Okay. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. I don't know. If I were to ever get a tattoo, it'd be like on my shoulder or something. I feel like it would hurt more if it was on the hand. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And then maybe And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No. No, it can't be. There's no way! Knife at the crime scene has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? No, there was not a tarp in here before. I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside is totally clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty, and something about that bothers me. Tarp has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's the only thing in here that concerns me. I am not the mastermind! Rude! I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. 4.
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? Isn't there 5? Oh, I'm glad they're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right?
Huh?
What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short.
Huh?
Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But...
I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
What?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is going to have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even one single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did all the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chicken coop chickens have been added to the coop bullet section of the handbook. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. The sensors don't turn on at 7:30 every morning. And Monokuma said that the time could positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Sprinklers have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh. Okay. That makes sense. They are pretty superstitious right now. They are pretty superstitious. That makes sense. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay. And?
For serious?
Oh, well, I was thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Coco went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Coco, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Ah, now you mention it. I think you're right. So I think I can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I mean, I'm not bothered by it. You give me something I did before. I wouldn't care. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. And what do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you be so know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So, where, precisely, were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room. But I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's... really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account had been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's not good for me. Yeah, I really don't have an alibi armor. Saying you were sick and asleep in your room does not do a lot of good if you're by yourself. And you can't say, oh, the person with the mask came into my room and it looked like they wanted to kill me. So, maybe, but that's besides the point, right? So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to fate anymore. Aw, poor Toko. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right. It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was in the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks! That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Body before the explosion has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically, that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true, was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options?
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was thinking to borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, but in the meantime, I should go look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I am pretty sure I remember where I need to go here. Because that was, more likely that was a fragment of a bomb, and I think the bomb was left here. So we can see what it looks like. Monokuma's lying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure.
What?
A bomb! And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments near the dead body has been updated in the truth bullet section of your handbook. Thanks, Claire! I was just about to get a drink of water, so I am happy you did it now. appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, did you just wake up then? Did you sleep well? Scary bomb. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's good. I know that you can have sometimes you have trouble sleeping, so I'm glad you slept good. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Realistically, there's no way he would be willing to come with us to her room after like one trip up and down those stairs. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You want to check out Kyoko's You want to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well. Let's go. Ah! Wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him and I was on our way to the dorms. Wait, where's Kyoko's room? Okay. I can't walk it. Oh, god damn it. The extra step. Well done. Here we go. Now I can take out the key and slid it into the keyhole. And then... and it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. So, this is Kyoko's room. It looks awfully like mine. A few that other rooms I've been into had like a way to like make it seem like it was the owner's. So I'm surprised. I thought there'd be a little more flair. Though it's Kyoko, so I guess I'd be too much to ask for. There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at the really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo. Woodblock key has been added to the food section of the handbook. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here. At least, not as far as the case is concerned. Looks like that's all that was in there. I don't think there's anything bad to me in the bathroom. I need to talk to Byakuya?
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Well, something has certainly happened. So open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets?
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets. What could it be? The bed? There's no place where sheets are concerned. But Could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class number 78 student registry? Muguro Ikusaba. Muguro Ikusaba?
I see.
It appears the Muguro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, it looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko... Ugh, wrong one. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and blank. That's it. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko had said a death without meaning was unappealing. And this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, Muguro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. At elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Muguro's profile had been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. The ultimate soldier. A mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. Like, it's like one's nonfiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person. But then...
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah! It's you!
What?
What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
What?
Uh-oh! You found her profile! So what if we did?
Hey!
Don't freak out on me.
Now.
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. In any case, you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either. Even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? Who I can't forgive is Miss Okami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's office. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here, slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course!
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is now, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting. It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hallway way back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words...
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16? Then...
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
How many times do you want to repeat this line? The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Oh, we did not.
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because, like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many interviewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get. So I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I want to share a little secret with you. Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Oh well, don't tell anyone I told you. She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. Monokuma's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand, the tattoo. Wait, but no. Mono specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Uh-huh.
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you understand what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was the student.
That's
here.
right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro was related to the case?
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. And the ultimate moon. I am totally okay with that. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So, in other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's a trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Let's go. Oh yeah, the others have like their keys. This one doesn't. There are wooden lockers here. They use wood-block keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of those lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong just by how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows have been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded-up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood
I
source?
see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how can it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Ooh, he's thinking. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps Yapia? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Oh, we're going to the library. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find... Makoto! How are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there's a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. The audience seemed to know what the archive at the back of his hand, and went straight to the shelf and opened it back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand. Just keep talking to him. Don't make me go and select him. Jesus. Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, The Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they had acquired. Some, however, believe that there was a mounting international tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report says something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean Muguro Ikusawa's profile has been updated in the truth bullet section of your handbook? Uh-oh. I'm not ready!
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot.
Got it.
See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. Whoa. Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? Huh? What? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. How do you know how much time passed? Is there a clock in that room? And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? Well, what should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey,
I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko!
Ah,
Kyoko? You're still alive? No! That's a ghost! Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You can just save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish. So spoiled. You're right. There's no penalty officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later.
shing!
No. I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts into the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed out to Kyoko. Kyoko!
Ah,
So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we gotta deal with the ghost. I told you. Stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master! Wait for me! Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
but
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. It's weird seeing only one person in this room. Oh, listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, that's where what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock at the school. What? Kyoko's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up, before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation,
It would seem...
because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? I am always sorry when I have to keep you guys waiting. I just won't answer questions about what's going on. What do you mean today? Oh, yeah, as long as nothing else comes up. The reason why I couldn't do it today was, Baldur's Gate today was because I got asked to do things, and I underestimated how long it would take to get them done. As long as it doesn't happen again, we should be able to. As long as everyone is okay with doing it tomorrow. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. Alright, I'm sorry again, though. And the doors slid shut. I hate the elevator. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. So you can measure time in a small room, but you can't measure it. Oops. You can't measure it in an elevator. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh, I hate this room.
I can't wait!
I hate the colors. I hate the colors. I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together in like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's get on with the show. And so, the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly date. A deadly class trial. This is the second to last trial, so I think I have all of them selected that I have. I don't have many. Yeah.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
It's good that you got sleep. So, you know, it was a win in a different way. And yeah, I think he said that he wouldn't be able to. Oh, we'll see when it comes, but what's today's date? I think he said that he wouldn't be able to, but if he does, then yay. But if not, then yeah. You or Hexy will have to take over for Oh, thank you, Raina. Hi. Thank you for the hydrate.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Always the best combo. You do? I loved this game. I was going to play the second one, but it's been forever since I played the first one. I didn't know if they were connected. Someone was like, I'm gonna play this on stream first. It's interesting going through it again because I realized that there are some parts I don't remember. So it's like, it's like, oh, it's like I'm playing the game for the first time again. I mean, if you know like what is needed, then you might be pretty good at playing it. I haven't watched anything from like the second to the third. I think I watched, now that I think about it, I think I watched someone play Ultra Despair Girls, but I don't remember much of it. Oh god. You go watch the game. You don't have to play it. Go watch someone play the game. The anime was rushed. I do not like the anime. The anime was rushed compared to the games, and I can't.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
The games are so much better. But how have your day been? Have you been good? Have you been good? Has it been good?
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Oh, he looks mad.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
I didn't!
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
Hero.
But she has legs and stuff.
It's been pretty good. I had to cancel the stream before because of I underestimated what I had to get done. But it's fine. Major thing that happened, I fought with a bug before this stream started. I won. I came out on top. Fuck the bug. But I did have to fight with a bug, and it was terrifying. But it's good now. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're able to relax a little bit. No. I'm going to say you're my hero, not my hero.
Well, that's just because...
Different. It's working again! I think my dad fixed it. It's working again. All's good. I don't know what happened to it, but it's working. I used it earlier and it didn't break again. So, yay.
She's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
Oh, since you have watched the... I will count the anime and the games. Who was your favorite character in the first one? Yeah, yay. I don't know how. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what I did.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Yes, I agree, hon.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Her gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Hold on, can I go through the... I thought he sounded familiar. I could never place it though. That's who he played. Okay. Yeah, these are the characters. Most of them are dead though. Are you fame now? All right. Mine is Vyakia for sure. I get made fun of for it, but I love him. He's mine. He's the guy with the glasses.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. If I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Fake nails. I think it's one of the fake nails.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
It is. God damn it.
That Kyoko... Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body was...
They got burnt up.
Then she was wearing...
Well, yeah, because that corpse is absolute.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just... Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body was...
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing...
No, that's wrong.
Vyakia? No, he just thinks he knows better.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
Same. I love Toko, mainly because of Jill. But yeah, I do like Toko. Also, it depends on the person. If they can like showing off their... Yeah, exactly, because of Jill.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different systems for the trials that you have to go through. That was not a great first impression of it, though, because I fucked up.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Yeah, armor explains everything.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Hiro is not the brightest. I'm pretty sure he only survived this long because he's dumb.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
I do not wear fake nails. The scent in the... I know what you were trying to say, Ender, it's fine. But the smell from the nail salons give me migraines, so I can't go. So I don't wear fake nails.
Okay, so then,
gloves, though,
who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
Duh.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
That's fine. Spelling is can be... Honey, I think you did it again. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Like, spelling is hard, but you made the same mistake twice.
Emotional damage! He really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Wait. Yes!
No, that's wrong.
He did. He most definitely did.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death? This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
Carol, you know better. You should know better.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Oh. Who does she voice? If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should be something. Okay, there it is.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... swear to God, it's not wolf. Please be 4 letters. Please be 4 letters. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Oh no, I love the voice acting in this game.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Oh yeah, I love the voice acting in this game. I'm really hoping it carries through to the next game.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf,
Wait, what was me?
which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
Don't say that. Do not say Aoi. Do not say that she played Morgana. No! I want to hear it.
It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Taya from... what was it called? The short girl. Oh, Taya from what? How?
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Thank you! That's what it's called. I didn't like that anime. At least, I didn't like her. I know she was the main
After
one.
all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
I didn't like her. I get that she was the female lead for that one, but I didn't like her. Oh, well, what anime was Chad in? I need to know. Is she better than the light novel? I haven't read the I haven't read the light novel. But I definitely know I didn't like the anime. Because she was such a bitch.
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character, which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
It's one of the more realistic romance animes out there. So I do like it for that fact. I didn't like the female lead. I did not like Taiga.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
I probably would have liked it better if they had, either they had stuck with the light novel version of her, because apparently she was better in that, or not having her as the female lead. She did a lot of things I could not condone.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
I know.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record.
Yeah, he did go all in. His family, he's so proud of his family name.
The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Of course, Ender. I already know who the sus person is.
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Because I've already played this game before, so I know who the sus person is, and we're not finding that out in this trial.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
You do make me laugh, Anderson. Yeah, this time we usually find the culprit and it's a done deal. I will give an advance warning to anyone who hasn't seen this game yet or the anime. We're not finding the killer in this trial. It's going to be for the final trial. And based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects. Toko and Jack, Mukuro and Headmaster, Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
I'm also only giving like the warning because it upset me so much.
Why do you say that?
I thought I failed when I first played it.
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Cute emotes.
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. I said Kyoto earlier? I think I did. My bad. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Alibis are very important in Hope's Peak. So, yes.
Whatever
we
you
need an
want.
alibi.
Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? At 9.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Current alibi? He had a fever and he was asleep. So not a very good alibi. Boop, boop. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just after 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. Good. Okay. Go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
I know, it's
So
not
we can be
greatest
totally sure
alibi.
the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Okay then. It looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Oh, is the game loud? How's that? Better? To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers. I want to say it's going to be the sprinklers, but I'm... When body analysis fragments near the dead body. Okay, it's either sprinklers
a time frame for the murder.
or the
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
spotted body analysis.
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Who is saying random times?
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So, the sprinklers at
We've
7:30?
established a time frame for the murder.
Maybe?
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Fuck. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Uh-oh.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Hold on. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30, and this time it's impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gone wet. Okay, so here?
And 9 o'clock in the morning.
Don't know.
Yep. And Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, so sprinklers was it. I just hit the wrong one. Alright.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
I didn't!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
Toko.
By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Toko.
Man, you're totally wacko.
She is.
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Ooh. And we're playing the rhythm game. How does this work again? Fuck.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! How can you say it was
This should prove it.
I love rhythm games. They're fun.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
You keep saying that, Armor, but you keep showing up.
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No. I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
I mean, we've been blaming you this entire time.
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
What murderous impulses? I don't have murderous impulses.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take was covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body? Could it have been... Don't stop helping her!
I got it! You're talking about the tarp.
Kyoko's cool, but stop! You're also on the chopping block here, Makoto!
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Fuck. Why would Kyoko say that? And why would she want to make me look like the killer? No. I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, that tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. I am not trying to frame you, no. Before the body exploded, body analysis fragments near the... I want to say exploded body analysis? No, before. It's before.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Fuck!
Shoot!
By covering the body with the tarp,
The killer prevented it.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of it, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected since it was facing down. Of course it didn't get
Oh, wait.
dirty.
Ah, fuck! I know what to do! God damn it!
The killer prevented.
So the reason that is because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's because that side, since it was facing
Better not
down
be
toward
wrong.
the bottom.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
Oh no! Fuck! I am so bad at aiming, apparently.
So the reason that is because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's because that
Side was protected since it was facing down toward the
Oops.
body. Of course it didn't get dirty.
God! Aim! I don't have it!
By covering the killer prevented.
So the reason that is because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's because that side, since it was facing.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
Okay. Oh my god. Don't panic, you moron!
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
You're right, I'm not your boss.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Oh, the chicken.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
We got the blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean... chicken coop.
I got it!
Please stop helping her, Makoto.
Chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Hey, Taffy.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
How you been?
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing,
That's good.
which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No.
I think so.
No, it wasn't. Fuck.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Lady Azura, hello, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Was it fun? What were you playing? And I've been good, Taffy. I had a fight with a bug, and I won before stream, so I'm very good. But welcome in. In case you don't know me, my name is Luciana Lunez. I am an Arctic kitsune, and I'm currently trying to survive, so I don't end up being labeled as the killer. And Danganronpa. Of course, Taffy. Oh, well, thank you for the alert, and thanks for dropping by. Raiders, if you're able to stay, I hope you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the chaos that is this game. And me failing at it. And if you can't, I hope you can go get food, water, just go take care of yourself. Or go to bed, because at least for my time, it's past midnight. So if you need to go to bed, have sweet dreams. School mode? I've played this game before, and I don't know what school mode is. What is school mode? I love your username. Username is unavailable. That's actually clever. I like that. I love it. But what's school mode? I don't think I've seen it before.
Then that settles it.
I'll have to go check my previous save file.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Oh. Okay. I'll have to look into that later.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Boring eternal time mode with extra stuff, so it's only really worthwhile for the extra stuff. Got it.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp,
Give her the head pats.
they pulled the coat over the body,
Right.
they've already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Fuck. Thank you for the head pats. I appreciate it.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
Usernames is unavailable. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. And the head pats. Thank you. Thank you for the head pats. All the head pats.
But to pull all that off,
More pats. All the pats. Thank you.
wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
they already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
I'm trying to figure it out, okay? I'm working on it. I'm not tech savvy. Mukusaba. Iku. I want to say her name wrong. Mukuro Ikusaba. I combined. You're actually one of the people I had on my list to ask if I gave up. If I gave up and had to ask for help, you're one of the people on my list to ask.
That's not...
I'm giving myself another week, and if I can't figure it out, I'm asking for help. Boop. Boop. Of course, thanks for the raid, and thank you for stopping by. I hope you have very sweet dreams. And good luck at work. I want to see if I can figure it out on my own. That's why I'm giving myself another week. Will I figure it out? Probably not. But I want to see if I can figure it out. Oh, that makes me worried. That means I'm probably not gonna figure it out. Oh no.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Uh-oh.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with
I have
it.
a bad feeling about this.
You know that knife we found
Fuck.
all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Fuck.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Uh-oh. Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Well, why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
I did.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. I didn't kill anyone! Disguised dead body, exploded body, analysis, fragments near the dead body. I want to say the fragments?
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
No.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it!
I didn't do it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with
Stab!
it.
Stab!
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It is. Hold on. No.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
No, that wouldn't be it.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once,
Hey, chicken!
that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Due to the explosion, the dead before the blast, the victim had been stabbed once, completely through the body. They had been struck in the head with an object that was thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Can I save? Is it possible to save?
The knife.
No. No, I cannot.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
I didn't
Just
do
because
it.
I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her,
Okay.
right? So there's no question.
Thinking
You
that
took
was
that
what
knife of
killed her,
yours and
but
killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
what? I think I'm gonna have to lock something in, but yeah, the knife was already thrust into the body, into the
knife
coat.
we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have...
Hold on, let me... The murder took place before the sprinklers came on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from being wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the precision with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. It's showing the knife, which means stabbing the body probably. So the Monaco Vow did say there were other wounds.
That seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Shoot!
So that's not it.
The
Oh wait, no,
knife
I
we
had the wrong
found
one.
lodged in the dead body. It's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that seals it.
Just because I had that automatic?
Well, Billy's stab is what killed him.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. I don't know how that works, but it works.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
I will go with that. I just wrote the logic that the knife was showed with the disguise. So,
That
okay.
should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So,
I don't know what happened
when
after
you
this.
discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. Hold on. Due to the explosion, the victim unknown, they were having dead for the glass. Yeah, a single time. Okay, I did read that right. No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Oh, I could have read this. Then
Got it!
it's fine.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
The Tonberries aren't even in this game, so that's not possible. Thank you for the emotes, Dragoon. You have of so many.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
I'm rereading the same thing over and over again, but I have an idea of what I might need to do. But, okay, yeah. It's to say that she was struck on the head.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
Hero.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any
Why
headway
don't
on
you
this.
do it? Stop making me do it! There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. Would it be the fragments? Yeah, because this was the bomb.
I got it!
Okay.
After the explosion,
I'm hanging on.
we found
I don't know
a tiny
how,
fragment
but
of
I
something on
am.
the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
I have an idea of how to say it will like actually killed her, and that is the arrows that we found with the bloody duct tape. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants at this point until I get to that point.
That's
I
only
hope it gets to
natural.
that point.
Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. It's not magic! I told you this before!
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I think that was a cover-up. And all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only, okay. Yeah, okay, so it is that.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
I can't afford
The
any
explosion
more
didn't
fuck-ups.
kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
You're the one trying to pin it on people, not me.
Knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Nope.
Shit.
Is it the other one?
Then shall we continue the debate?
Fuck.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Oh, wait,
Well,
hold on.
And it wasn't you. And then
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay, so I think maybe it's this?
Then shall we
Hold
continue
on,
the debate?
hold on.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
the explosion
hit
didn't
this-
kill her for sure.
Oh, thank you for the raid! Give me like,
Well,
oh,
yeah. She was
like a
already
couple
totally
seconds.
dead when that happened.
I want to see if I'm right.
Because of the knife, right?
I want to see if this is right or not. It might not
There's
be.
only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
What do I do? Thank you, JQ. JQ? I am so sorry. JQ Weeaboo. Hi, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. And thank you, Demograb, for the follow. I appreciate it. You have come into me trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing in Danganronpa. I don't know what I'm doing. But that makes more sense. Because explosion and the countless wounds had nothing to do with the... Is it the other way around? It wouldn't matter if it's the wrong way, right? Ooh, I'm down at 2 hearts. Oof.
Then shall we continue
The debate? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't you. And then
Oh, yeah.
According to the Monokuma, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
Are you kidding me? It matters? Fuck. Okay, I'm down to 2 hearts.
Back of the head she suffered.
It's fine. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Luciana Lunes. I am an Arctic Kitsune, and I am currently failing at Danganronpa at a class trial. Because I'm not smart. I played this game before, and I remember nothing aside from the end results. If you're able to stay, sit back, relax, and enjoy the chaos that is me trying to play this game. If not, I hope you get food, water, just take care of yourself, or go sleep, depending on what time it is for you. What game were you playing, by the way? JQ. Was it fun? Have you played this game? Oh, so it's not just me. It's not just me. That makes me feel better. I'm hanging on. I'm slowly hanging on, barely hanging on by a thread. I have 2 hearts. I've gotten through the other trials with like full hearts, save like a couple mistakes. So this is nerve-wracking. You miss me freaking out because I am failing at guessing what I'm supposed to be doing.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
Oh, was it the next trial?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Because if the next trial, then I'm going to fail that one.
Okay.
I'm going to fail the next trial. I remember nothing, and it's such a long trial.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
Hero. Baby.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
I hate you. Oh, wait. So you played this game. Who is your favorite character?
No way!
I'm juggling back and forth between 2 things.
You wouldn't be able to swing it with
I'm not doing a good job at it. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Toko.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
You wouldn't make it that far. There'd be blood. You'd pass out.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know?
Hey, Taffy.
I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Stop making me do it! The real murder weapon. It's somewhere down here. There we go. Found it.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found.
This is the part I kind of knew for sure. I was like, okay, didn't die from the stab wound, got that. So I guess gotta make it to this part. I really hope there's not much after this.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
That's basically his job. Between Byakuya and Kyoko, he's just explaining everything. Even when his life was on the line, it's like, they act all big and smart. Especially Byakuya, but my precious boy. He, like, oh yeah, I know everything. But I don't want to explain. Go ahead.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Why can't we just present it? Why do we have to do this again? I was like, I know it's the bloody duct tape, but come on. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
Titanium era. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
God damn it.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
Shut up, Togo.
The
You're not
titanium
helping.
was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
That is such a convenient tool. If not, I'd be missing so often.
You're right.
Right.
Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Honestly, I wish. This is stressful. I don't want to explain anymore. Also, yeah, if I lost parts for missing, I would have lost this trial already. I've missed so much.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The
Notification?
killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
I don't think I got a notification. Oh, what's up? If it's on Discord, I don't have Discord open at the moment. Oh, I don't have Twitch open either. But I think I can guess. Okay. Have fun. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. No, I'm pretty sure he could explain. He just finds explaining beneath him.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely
Liar! We saw you in the dojo when we were exploring the fifth floor!
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Stop putting it on me!
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to.
Not a Sergo. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
The death of us all, remember?
I don't think I saw you in chat. If you don't mind me asking, how did you find me?
Of course I remember.
I'm so sorry I rushed that.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to that dojo logger. There it is.
I got it!
No, if you're comfortable
The
talking
one
in
thing
chat.
that proves Kyoko was in the
Of course.
dojo is
I forgot to say that. I'm sorry.
right here. The key to the dojo locker.
Were you just carrying that with you?
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
She can.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't
He
you?
is.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Byakuya, honey! What? Byakuya should know better than anyone. What does that mean? You do! You said it earlier! Not when the body was found. Okay, I'm going to find what I have to click. Oh no.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
I have 3 hearts.
Exactly
It's
what I
hard
said.
to do.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something.
You were all there!
There's
Oh,
proof
morons.
that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean... I
Those
hope
words
this
you
is
just
right.
spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than
Thank you
anyone
for the
here.
head pats.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
He would
There's
hide
proof
everything
that
from
you
you.
aren't the culprit.
I think I know.
Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo
Did I
locker,
pass it?
and then left the
I
locker
did.
key in my own room, correct?
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more
Do
than
I-
anyone here.
Okay, I think
Byakuya,
I
what
think
are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
okay. Oh
No,
my
that's wrong.
guessing and logic that I can somewhat apply. Okay.
If I'm
Thank you for
right,
the head pass,
Kyoko
David.
wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Rain time. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Nada, I appreciate it.
Why not?
I feel like if I was in a cartoon or an anime, you'd see smoke coming out of my ears.
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Tea time. Oh, I could go for some
Then
tea.
obviously I had no way of getting in.
I might go for some tea after I'm done.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am
You
I wrong?
could have.
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. to try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in that what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay forever hidden. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Pursue the lie, let it go, run away. I know the answer. It's let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal?
Let it go. Let it go.
Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
Do not kick Byakuya!
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
Oh, that's a first.
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
This is not gonna look good. What? How did I get an A? I was so bad at that.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened?
I'm questioning
Will you
the
make the
rating
right
system.
choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Yeah, okay. Kick Toko, but if she's out as Jill, let's steer clear.
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, that's a little rushed. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Oh, he's mad. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials. And I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Oh, she's mad. Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
I do know that. I do. But, like, what else was he supposed to do? He doesn't want to die, and that's kind of what we where the trial led him to believe. Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I wouldn't expect him to not vote for me just because he thinks that I might be wrong. Hey, hun. That's a cute emote. I love that. How's your day been? Has it been good? Oh, that. I don't like that. Oh, no. I hope you feel better. Being sick sucks. It seems to be going around, too, because a few friends I know were sick or have been sick, too. You don't even let him look at what's coming? That's harsh. Yeah, I hope you feel better, hon. Hero! Or alter ego. Yeah, he did. I think if you had pursued the lie. If you had pursued the lie, you would have seen how they live inside the schools, like, ever, I think. But I wanted to keep going with the game, so... We're not going to the basement! Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that... yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planned it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this!
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What
What was that?
In other words,
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Humph. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat. We're never going to see him again. Twain's in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world! Water mods? Water mods? I'm on food mod? What's happening? Oh, don't! They can feed themselves. I don't leave the basement, the mods in the basement. They have their own homes. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko. What's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What
What
you
are
say?
you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. What? It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Oh, we're back to the beginning. Alright. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. He was the ultimate lucky student. Every year, Hope's Peak has a lottery, and whoever they draw becomes the ultimate lucky student, and they're able to attend. Though, considering what's going on, I highly doubt he feels all that lucky. He survived, yes. Lucky though, he's in this situation, probably not. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing to sleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Ugh. I did not know. I want to get this done and over with. I might save in a different spot and then play through it so that people can see it. But I want to get through, because I'm almost done with the game. I want to finish the game. Santa Claus Jr.? Hi. Hello. How's your day been? And how did you find me? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell, because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. You missed me freaking out because I had one of the worst trials that I've had since starting this game. I didn't know if I would even make it through said trial. Now I'm just kind of leading until he gets out. And then I'll probably be calling it a night. So I don't know if you'll find anything interesting. Trash was piled hot all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No. I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself, and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First step was to start looking for a way out of here. Well, obviously the door first. Which of course is locked. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food.
Thank you for the head pats.
Of course Hero does. He's a clairvoyant. He has to be right at least once. Of course my avatar doesn't bend air. Why would my avatar bend air? Squeak! Oh, well, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in, Santa. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink, and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Armando was a cool character. Scary, but cool. I did like him. Again, pointless. Armor! Oh, now I want Wendy's, but they're closed. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. I can't give Wendy's chat. Wait. I can't give chat Wendy's. Wendy's isn't open where I'm at, so I can't. Oh, yeah. The first time I played this game, I cried during the 4th trial. I was so upset. Oh, who's your, was Mondo your favorite, then? And no, no butter. No, not the butter. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left. After not being able to eat or drink. I haven't, no. I was going to play the second one, but it's been a while since I played this one, and I didn't know if the second one if the second one was connected or not. So I decided to play this one first to get a refresher. So I want to guess your favorite character isn't in this game. It is, but it is not. Okay. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. Oh, the second and third are very connected. Okay. So, I would have been fine either way, I guess, then. But I wasn't sure. So I was like, I'm gonna play this one again, just in case. Because I didn't know. I didn't know if the series was connected. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. Who's Mahiru? I don't know who that is. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Okay. I'll see you in the next game then. Not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down from there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? It was trash. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Kyoko? Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
You have ramen on your head. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up, then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. It's probably the only thing she could bring down with her, though, Skelly. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no. To atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm not trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive,
in other words,
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I don't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of a mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. It's because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Her ultimate wasn't charging me in time. I don't think that's how ultimates work. And we all need sleep. I can't just not sleep, Armor. And again, you're not in a dungeon, and I am not in charge of feeding you. That is something you have to figure out on your own. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean... Somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there is a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you are the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything.
Oh, this is when he was sleeping with fever.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Honestly, Mastermind Makoto would be very devious. Because he is so, right, the biggest fucking betrayal ever. I don't know what either Demograb or Armor is saying. I'm confused. And I'm not smart enough to be a mastermind. I think I've proven that. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked for your help the right way, So I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Oh, I'm not really... I know of Warhammer. I'm not in the fandom, though. My friend is, but I don't know a lot about it. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko? Oh, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto. Thank you for the head pats. Yeah, it does make sense that she's a detective. If she would do exactly how to, how to work.
I'm in danger!
I am. I'm alive. Monokuma doesn't want me alive. But yeah, it does make sense because she knew exactly how to go about investigating whenever someone died. But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in... The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues. So I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized. Whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. Omnuous. There we go.
However...
Of course. Oh. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuru Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you, either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuru Ikusaba was to get me killed. To get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared. In retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use a class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases, just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
What they wrote, what, like what? That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So, all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they could interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. Hello? Hi, baby. Hi. Can you give me a few more minutes? We're almost done. Thank you. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair.
It would seem...
Armor rude! I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I never said that, Kyoko didn't believe in gods. And it makes sense if she kind of was drawn to cases like this. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. It stayed at 6. Of course, to be continued. There's another chapter. The Dream Island rocket present. Who would want that? Oh wait, no. Stay. Okay. I've already saved, it's fine. Alright. That is going... Ow! Sweetie! I'm almost done. Promise. My cat. I love her. But oh my god. We are going to end it there. We're on the last chapter. Pretty sure. Oh, we're on the last chapter. So we're almost done. With the first game. There are... Three others. It's gonna be a while. But thank you all for joining me. This was a lot of fun. We almost died. Thank God for Ultra Ego. Yeah, I hope you have a good night too. Let us go raid. Enoshima twins? Who are they? Let's go raid Ghost. It's been a minute since I've raided him. Well, thank you all for joining me. This was so much fun. And we are getting so close! We're going to figure out who the mastermind is in the next chapter, I am pretty sure. Because next week we'll be doing the... Oh, let's not... A demo? Try not to post spoilers, because we didn't know that yet. That only comes up later. Let's not... Yeah, but if it's spoilers, don't say it. I would have remembered, because I already knew. I just forgot their last names. But please do not, if it's going to be spoilers for those who haven't seen it, who haven't seen this game, or the anime, don't say it. Alright, we're gonna go raid Ghost. He is currently... Oh, fuck. I just saw it. What was it? He's playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Go give him lots of love. He deserves it. He's great. And I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. Or night. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night.